welcome back to my channel. My name is Doiba. I'm the host of the Conversation on Demand podcast. Here on YouTube, I go by Doiba Keychain. So welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, please, do me the favor and subscribe to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about solo travel experiences. I recently went on a solo travel to Cancun, Tulum, and also went to a little island in Mexico, Isla Mujeres, which was really fun. And the reason I wanted to actually do this, I believe, because right now a lot of people are having to consider solo travel because sometimes you plan trips with people and it just fell through, which was my case. I planned this trip maybe like about 2 weeks before going on the trip. It fell through, and I'm like, no, come on now. So I had to find a way to, mentally prepare myself that I was gonna do it, because I really, really was looking forward to this trip. I haven't traveled in months, and it wasn't really sitting well with me. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try this. First of all, though, for me, this would not be my first time traveling solo. Although that was last year when I traveled to like New York and LA by myself. Oh, actually no. New York I went with a friend. LA I went by myself. And so I kind of have a good sense of traveling by myself, right? So which is something I would recommend if you're thinking about solo travel. Travel within close proximity, somewhere you're comfortable with first within your country before you want to do international. That's what I would recommend. So so I had a good sense of what I was looking forward to, traveling solo. Safety wise, safety was one of the things I really, really was concerned about. And a lot of people were telling me, people really care about me. Let me just say that. People were worried, you're gonna really do this? I'm like, I'm gonna do it. One life to live, I'm gonna do it. And I did it. So of course I went on YouTube, searched for so much information about Mexico, things to be aware of, things, places not to go, things like that. So I did a really good, thorough research before I went. And also I prayed for 1 week before I went. I prayed for a week straight, And I guess in those moments I felt, in my heart that it was safe for me to go. So I went on Amazon, got some safety kits, like the personal alarm thing. I got that, torchlight, things like that. I got all of that. First aid as well, just in case you need it. So I got all of that, which apparently when I went, I really did not even use any of it. So I was concerned about safety. Another thing I was concerned about was place to stay, because I was supposed to go with somebody, and since they fell through, I had to go back and rebook my stay and all of that stuff by myself. So I really was looking. I booked through Airbnb. By the way, I stayed in an all-inclusive resort. However, I booked through Airbnb, and I didn't really need to pay the exact amount of the all-inclusive resort, because I only wanted a place to stay. Okay, and I think it's something really important, especially if you're a student and you're trying to save money. Okay, which was my case. I was trying to save money. I wasn't, going to spend so much, in the all-inclusive experience, which I kind of feel like I really did have an all-inclusive experience, but I didn't really pay the price. if you know what I mean, right? So I went through Airbnb, looked at the photos. The place felt safe. They told me about being in the hotel zone. So I've done my research, so I know places that were a little more safe to go. So I booked my Airbnb. So told my host I was coming by myself. Transportation, if they can arrange transportation for me, which they did. They provide transportation at the airport, to the resort, and all that good stuff. Because I've also checked on YouTube that some people would come to you and say they know where you're going, and they'll take, you don't ever want to compromise safety, which I wasn't going to do anyway. So I arranged transportation. I also haven't been that, of course I do a lot of activities, so I know how to look for places to go and things like that. However, being in a different country, I'm like, I need someone to direct me. So I told my host as well if they have activities planned that I can join and things like that, which they did. Actually, all the days I spent there, I had something to do every day outside of the resort, which was good, because I know sometimes some people travel and they just stay in the resort. I would have felt really terrible if I had to do that, spending all this money only to be in the resort. If that fits you, fine, but that's not my forte. Okay, I want to be out and exploring and seeing the food and all the cultures. So I recommend you actually do so. That's the experience, right? So my host, booked all my activities for all the days I was going to be participating in something, which I really loved. And transportation was covered, activities was covered. With another thing was, of course, place of stay was through Airbnb, and it was an all-inclusive experience, but without the price of an all-inclusive experience. Okay, so that was nice. So upon arrival, now talking about safety, when I got there, safety was never something I had to even think twice about. Very, very welcoming people. Oh my god, and the food, the drinks. Oh my god. Anyone listening, I don't do too much drinking. I don't. It's just not something I usually do. But when I went to Mexico, oh my god. I was scared for myself. But the funny thing was, I never got drunk. I didn't experience any hangovers. In the morning I was like very clear-headed. So which was good, but I drank so much. And for someone listening that wants to solo travel, I think this is why it's a really, really beautiful experience that you know, look into that. You meet a lot of people that are actually traveling solo. I met people from London, I met people from Canada, I met people from France, I met people from a lot of places, Brazil, a lot of Brazilians that I met. You know, it was really amazing. And I think the most interesting thing about that was when we met, you know, we start sharing our stories, we start, you know, sharing places we've been and all that good stuff. We basically adopted each other as friends instantly, which was really beautiful. And you know, we're talking about how we're going to plan trips together, if we can make it. Things. I think that is really the experience for me. That is what I'm saying. Like, this trip really opened my eyes to things I never thought I could do by myself. So if you're really considering solo travel, look into it. You will enjoy, of course. You know, like I said, do something within your close proximity where you feel safe first. Then you can do it. So I met a lot of friends as well. Now the activities was, I had so much fun. I took so many photos, and I know some people, the concern about, oh, who is going to take my photo when I travel. Once you learn the skill of making friends, your friends will take your photos. And also this tripod, I went with a tripod, I went with a click thing just in case I needed it. 90% of the time, people were actually taking my photos and my videos. I took their photos and videos. Just so much fun. So the photo thing, I think, is you won't even think about it twice. There are people available to help you. So another thing was, of course, I talked about the culture. The culture was amazing. The food was insanely good, and the drinks. Oh Lord, the drinks were out of this world. And also another thing I wanted to. So I have an interest, right? So when I go to places, I like to go to their galleries, I like to go to their museums and things like that. When I did went to Cancun, they told me that, you know, because of COVID and all of that, the museum was closed. So I didn't really go to the museum. However, I wanted to get a local feel of the place. So I used the bus, I went downtown, I went to Market 28. Market 28, which is another story on itself, because apparently there is a place where, because I took the bus, there's a place whereby the bus is going to stop, it's going to drop you, and they give commission to the bus drivers. But that is not Market 28. You have to like walk maybe like 2 blocks down before you go to the original Market 28. When I got there, they even have downtown 28. No, that's not Market 28. That's not the real Market 28. And actually, someone had told me in the resort that was going to happen. And when actually I arrived, you know, I was very trusting. I was like, okay, this person dropped me here, and I saw that downtown 28. I'm like, this must be the Market 28. I went inside, got some souvenirs and all that good stuff. Apparently, someone was looking at me. So they walked toward me and said, hey, look, are you trying to find Market 28? I'm like, yes. They're like, no, that's not Market 28. That's what these people do all the time. So they walked me down, you know, I remembered, you know, what the lady told me at the resort. They walked me down 2 blocks down, and we saw the Market 28, you know, the photo right there. And, you know, that was the last day I was supposed to leave. You know, my flight was earlier that evening, so I didn't really explore much of Market 28. But I got there. There were a lot of food places, a lot of clothing, a lot of places you can pick up, buy souvenirs and things like that. So it was a good place. So if you're really looking to do solo travel, do it. The second part is, I also went to Tulum. Tulum is where we have all the beautiful Mother Nature thing. I was there, baby. I was there. So Tulum, like I said, because transportation, all of my activities were planned. I just had to pay, my part. I paid my part, 2 hours drive from Cancun using the transportation. And when we got there, we tried the cenotes, we did, it was really fun. And Isla Mujeres was the third place. That was one of the islands I went to. So we sailed from Cancun to Isla Mujeres, which is about, I'm gonna give a table like 30 minutes, sailing. We got there, all included. Food was included. Drinks were, bottomless drinks were included all till maybe 2 p.m. So I think we used Cancun sailing. So, which was really fun. I met new people. Once I got on the sailing boats, I met these ladies that were from. First of all, I met this lady, and we were just talking and chatting. She was like, "Oh, she's French Canadian. She's traveling with her friend." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's good." Instantly I make the click. I'm like, "Oh, I'm traveling by myself. Oh, come join us." I'm telling you, that's how we adopted each other as friends right now. So we sailed together. We did all kind of crazy stuff in the boat. Okay, people you just met a few minutes ago. We did that, but girls' vibes now. We had a good time. Drank, dance, made so many loud music. Actually, the boat was really really fun because a lot of people. I'm gonna show you, some photos. A lot of people came together. Like we all rallied around each other and we started dancing and having a good time. And when we even got to the island, we just basically looked after each other. So, which was really nice. It was amazing. I feel like this is one experience that has made a mark in my life. Let me just say that, a beautiful mark in my life. So, but yeah, it was fun. So if you're looking to do solo travel, you definitely can. You definitely can use it, and you will love it. That's the fun part. You will love it. Try something in a place where you're comfortable in within the states before you travel outside, and before you go, of course, do your research. If you're a person of faith, pray. Ask for clarity and safety, and of course, plan. Prepare so that you can have an amazing time. If you're worried about who's going to take your photos, get the tripod, get cameras, whatever you need, and you will have a good time. So yeah, that's my little, solo travel experience. You can check me out on my Instagram. I post a lot of my content, and some of the places we went. I don't want this video to be too long. The places we went to, the Mayan civilization, very beautiful archaeological sites. If you're into things like that, which was really nice. Which I also met new people there. So, it was really, really beautiful. So if you're thinking about solo travel, go for it. I think you will really like it. So yeah, that's my little, vlog about my trip to Tulum, Cancun, and Isla Mujeres. Please subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was fun. This was really fun. My podcast is Convo on Demand Podcast. Available anywhere you listen to podcasts. I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to talking with you. Bye.